Welcome back, investors, to the Investing with Our YouTube channel for another video. If you're new to the channel, I am a UK-based investor focusing mainly on US stocks, and I started the portfolio I will be showing you today in April 2021. I am fortunate enough to have gone past the golden milestone having a 100k portfolio, and I'll be showing you the ups and possibly more importantly the downs of my investing journey. This includes the buys, the sales, and the dividend income I receive. So if you're a returning viewer, smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe so you can follow my journey. Now, let's get into it. This week's video is going to be focusing on the 4th week of September. So at the end of last week, we were at £129,985. And this week we end at £128,724. So that's a 0.8% loss. So it equates to just over £1,000 in loss. And the main reasons for the losses this week was this comment that Jerome Powell made during the week. He said that stocks are fairly highly valued, which saw a small sell-off within the markets, which recovered at the end of the week. Now, he's kind of right in the sense that the S&P 500, in terms of its PE ratio, is quite high at the moment. Historically, the 20-year average is about 16. At the moment, it's trading at about 23. So some people are suggesting that we could be in a bubble territory. I don't agree with that, because the revenues that are coming in for some of these companies are matching some of these expectations. If we look at the dot-com bubble, I think the average PE ratio around then was about 60. So we're nowhere near that. And if revenues keep growing as they are, then some of these PE ratios are justified. Now, will there be a pullback? Probably. People are suggesting that there will be some level of pullback in October with the resurgence at the end of the year. So let's see how it goes. So let's visualize some of that. So he made this comment around here and the market dropped a little bit, but in the end, it kind of recovered for a slight loss. If you look at the 3-month performance, we're up just over 18k for a 16.6% return. And since I started the portfolio in April 2021, we are up just under 38,000 for 87.7% gain. It was higher last week, but the market went down a little bit. Now, in terms of dividends, we have 2 this week and some chunky ones as well. So we've got Rio Tinto for £68.37. I now no longer own this stock. I sold it last week, but I still managed to receive the dividend payment because I held the stock at the ex-dividend date. So that means you will be paid a dividend as long as you hold it at that date. You can sell it straight after if you want, but you still get that dividend. So I got that from Rio. And the other one was Elgen for £82.17, which takes the monthly dividend tally so far at £188.34. If we look at the overall tally for the year, we're at £1,166. Last year I got £431, so we won't be getting anything like that, but I'm hoping to get probably about 300-ish. So let's see how that goes. So if you've been following my journey and you've enjoyed the visibility that I show on my portfolio, then please give it a quick like so others can see it. Also subscribe if you're new to follow my journey to see how the portfolio does in the end. Hit that bell icon so you're notified when I do release a new video. Now, as you would expect for a slight loss for the week, most of the stocks will be down, but nothing too major. So the biggest loser last week was Grab at just over 5%, then Amazon at 4.84 and Meta at 4.48. The best gainer last week was Apple at 4.07. So since I've been tracking the weekly profit and loss on each of these stocks, there's only 4 that have been up every week so far, and those are ASML, HIMS, KLA, and Tesla. Hood had a great streak, but had a losing week this week. But yeah, most of the positions were down, but not too bad. So let's have a quick look at each individual position. So Google's still my largest position. So it currently is just under 15% of my overall portfolio. If you look at the week, it was down 3%, but still doing well on that, up for just under 44% overall. Imperial Brands next had a decent week actually, up just under 3% overall and hitting a 1-year high of £31.75 a share, which I am up over 76% on. Robinhood, as you saw, first down week for a while, but overall doing quite well, up just over 13.5%. Visa and MasterCard struggling a little bit actually. They should be doing slightly better than they are, but again, two solid holdings, up 8.5% and 8.66% each. Meta up 26.5% for a £1,827 gain. Let's have a quick look at my holdings. So I hold just over 15.7 shares. My average price was $584 and currently trading at $743. So doing well on that one. So next one, HIMS. So I'm finally on profit on this one. So that's really good. Up just over 1%. So if we look at my position, I have 161 shares at average cost of 57.76, and we're just above at 58.35. So I'm happy that this one is starting to show some recovery. In fact, I just realized that there's only one losing holding in my portfolio so far, and that will come a little bit later on. So once that recovers, I will have an all green portfolio for the first time, which is quite good considering I have over 20 holdings. Next one is Microsoft, up just under 30%. I have just under 17.8 shares with an average cost of $368, and Microsoft currently at $510. So this is a company that is performing very well. Next is Carnival, up 115% for an almost 3.3k gain. I think they've got earnings next week, so let's see how they do. So far, they've been a very strong performer for me. Tesla, now this is the fourth stock that has gone over 100% in terms of gains in my portfolio. The first three were Carnival, Nvidia, and Broadcom. I added to both of the Nvidia and Broadcom positions, which brought my average cost up. So it reduced my gains, but those were the first three that got then. A Tesla is the next one. So let's have a quick look at my position. It's gone on a real big tear, actually, up just under 36% in the last 3 months. Currently hold 18.6 shares for an average cost of $207, and it's currently trading at $440. Nvidia mentioned a bit earlier, solid performance, up 60% for a 2.2k gain. Oscar Health, let's have a quick look at its weekly performance, down 3%. This is my position, just over 400 shares, average cost of $16.59, currently trading at $18.41, and is on a decent trajectory. I might add United Health to this to increase my position in the US insurance sector by another stock, because I think that one might do well. So let's see. If UNH drops a bit further, then I think I will add to it. Broadcom up 73% for a 2.3k gain. Grab up 1.5%. Had a bit of a losing week this week, but it's okay. This is a new position. I'm bullish on this long term, so interested to see how that does. Amazon up 15%. Let's have a quick look at that position. So I have 25 shares at $182, and it's currently at $220. Currently underperforming the other Mag 7s, so some people are saying this is due for a breakout. So let's see how that goes. I'm hopeful of that happening too. And now my only losing stock now, Legal & General, which I just got the dividend from. So I'm up overall, actually. If you add the dividends, my dividend total for this stock is if you can see LGen here, up just under £1,000 if you add the dividend. So I'm up overall, but in terms of the holding itself, it's green. I don't know, there might be a possibility now that I've got the dividend and I won't be receiving another one until next year, that I might switch this out for United Health. Let's see how that does, because I think that might be a better performer within the portfolio long term. If you look at LGen's 1 year price chart, it's up just under 4%. So is that good enough? I don't know. If you compare it to some of the other stocks within my portfolio, it's not performing as well. Centrica up 50% for a £1,000 gain. Costco, which had earnings recently, actually, this week, beat on both revenue and earnings per share, but the stock went down a little bit, down just over 3.5%, as there were some new tariff comments that Trump made about certain products, and some people are thinking that Costco might be affected by it, but overall still a solid company. Apple up just under 30%. Had a really strong week considering the whole market was down, essentially up 4%, with iPhone sales doing better than expected actually. So this is really good. And Apple now stepping up to the plate. Actually, it's done well now after languishing for a long while. ASML recovering solidly. If you look at the recent 3 months, up just under 20%. My holding is modest, just over 1 share. Average cost of $823, and now it's at $950. So a long-awaited recovery for ASML. And lastly, KLA up just under 30% for £170 gain, but a very small holding of mine. So that's it. That's my overall portfolio. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you on the next one.